Have you ever wondered why some people effortlessly command respect in any room? Certain individuals influence others without saying much at all. Others struggle to get their point across even when they are right. Some build incredible networks that pull them forward. Others remain stuck and overlooked despite having great skills. The secret is not your intelligence or your talent. It is not even about how hard you work. The real answer is emotional intelligence and social mastery. Most people refuse to accept this simple truth. Your success is determined by how you manage emotions. You must understand your own feelings and the feelings of others. Many people walk through life blind to these emotional currents. They are reactive instead of being strategic. They are awkward instead of being magnetic. They hit invisible barriers in their careers and their relationships. But you can choose a different path today. You can learn the system that separates the master from the clueless. You can learn to read people like an open book. You can influence others without using manipulation. This is the practical blueprint for social mastery. Welcome to Elite Summaries. If you want to unlock your full potential and master the skills of the top 1%, make sure to subscribe to this channel right now. We provide the summaries you need to change your life. Let's dive back into the blueprint for your success. Staying emotionally blind has a very high cost. Most people have no idea how much they are sabotaging their own lives. Research shows that 90% of top performers have high emotional intelligence. People with high EQ earn $29,000 more per year than those with low EQ. Your inability to read emotions is literally costing you money. Every time you misread someone, you miss critical information. When you react under pressure, you lose your strategic edge. You cut yourself off from opportunities that others will capture. Brilliant people are often passed over for leadership because they cannot connect. Talented salespeople fail because they cannot read a prospect's needs. Entrepreneurs fail because they cannot persuade investors. They all underestimate the power of human connection. Emotional intelligence is also the foundation of every meaningful relationship. People who lack it struggle with deep intimacy. They have surface-level friendships because they cannot bond. They experience constant conflict because they react instead of responding. You might miss subtle cues that someone is upset or pulling away. You might say the wrong thing at the wrong time. You might escalate a fight instead of resolving it. This leads to isolation and a bad reputation. But the good news is that these skills are not fixed. You were not just born with or without them. Emotional intelligence is a skill set you can learn. You can train your self-awareness and master your regulation. You can cultivate empathy and improve your social skills. Charismatic people developed these skills over time. You can accelerate this process starting right now. You can crack the code on human psychology. You can become someone that others want to follow. Emotional mastery stands on 5 distinct pillars. If you master these, you will have more impact than most of the population. The first pillar is self-awareness. This is your ability to recognize your own emotions in real time. Most people are unconscious of what they feel. They get angry and say things they regret later.
They mistake anxiety for excitement. You need an internal radar to monitor your emotional temperature. Notice when your jaw tightens or your breathing becomes shallow. Understand your emotional triggers and your default patterns.
Maybe you get defensive when someone questions your expertise. Maybe you shut down when you face criticism. Self-aware people catch these patterns before they cause damage. You can develop this by doing emotional check-ins. Set a timer on your phone for every 2 hours. Ask yourself what you are feeling and observe your energy. Track your triggers in a journal to see the patterns. Pay attention to your physical sensations. Your body gives you data before your mind even knows it. The second pillar is self-regulation. This is managing your emotions instead of letting them control you. It does not mean you suppress your feelings. It means you choose how you want to respond. People with poor regulation are like emotional ping-pong balls. They lash out when they are angry. They avoid hard talks when they are anxious. People with strong regulation feel their emotions but stay strategic. They can be nervous but still take bold action. The key is the pause between the stimulus and your response. You must expand that space to respond thoughtfully. Use the STOP technique. S means stop what you are doing. T means take a breath. O means observe what you feel. P means proceed with intention. This takes 10 seconds but can save your reputation. Reframe your emotions as data rather than orders. Anger might tell you a boundary was crossed. Anxiety might tell you that you need to prepare more. The third pillar is motivation. This is intrinsic motivation driven by your values. It is not just about money or fame. Emotionally intelligent people are driven by growth and purpose. They know what matters to them and act on it. They are resilient when they face setbacks. They have a growth mindset. They see challenges as a chance to learn. They view failure as feedback instead of a final judgment. To build this, clarify your core principles. Think about the impact you want to have on the world. The fourth pillar is empathy. This is your ability to understand the emotions of others. It allows you to connect on a deep level. Most people just project their own feelings onto others. True empathy requires you to set your own experience aside. You must try to see the world through their eyes. Empathetic people are masters at reading emotional cues. They notice when a smile does not reach the eyes. They hear the slight change in a person's voice. They are emotional detectives gathering data. They respond to what the other person actually needs. The fifth pillar is social skills. This is where all the other pillars come together. It is your ability to build relationships and influence others. You must adapt your style to different people. Be direct with those who like it and diplomatic with others. Know when to speak and when to listen. Learn to read the emotional temperature of a whole room. People are chosen for leadership because they can navigate social dynamics. These 5 pillars work together to create mastery. You can learn to read people like a human lie detector. This is not about using people. It is about understanding them deeply to create connection. Every gesture and facial expression is a form of communication. Your face has over 40 muscles that create emotional signatures. A real smile crinkles the eyes and lifts the cheeks. A fake smile only moves the mouth. Fear widens the eyes and raises the brows. Anger creates a furrowed brow and pressed lips. These expressions often last only a fraction of a second. These are called micro-expressions. They leak out before a person can hide them. If you catch these flashes, you see the truth. Practice the facial scanning technique. Expand your awareness to include the whole face of the person you are talking to. Body language provides even more data. Posture tells you about confidence and engagement. Confident people stand upright with shoulders back. Disinterested people hunch or angle their bodies away. Watch for changes in their posture during the talk. If they cross their arms, they might be uncomfortable. If they lean in, they are interested. Hand gestures reveal excitement or nerves. Nervous people restrict their movements. Passionate people use expansive gestures. Vocal patterns are also very important. It is not just what they say, but how they say it. High pitch and fast tempo often mean anxiety. A lower and slower voice shows confidence. Listen for sudden shifts in their volume or speed. Always calibrate these observations to the individual. Everyone has a different baseline behavior. Notice the deviations from their normal style. Context is everything when reading human behavior. The difference between thriving and crumbling is emotional regulation. You must stay clear and strategic when stakes are high. Most people make impulsive choices when they are angry. They shut down when they feel overwhelmed. This creates a downward spiral of bad outcomes. But you can become more focused under pressure. This is a skill you can master. Catch your early warning signals. Notice the tension in your shoulders or the shallow breath. Intervene before your emotions take control. Use a physiological reset. Take a slow breath for 4 counts. Hold it for 4 and exhale for 6. This activates your nervous system to calm you down. Relax your muscles from your head to your toes. Ground yourself by noticing 5 things you can see. This breaks the cycle of angry or anxious thoughts. Cognitive reframing is another vital skill. Choose how you want to interpret a situation. Your response is based on the meaning you give to facts. If someone criticizes you, do not just get defensive. See it as a chance to improve or learn. Ask yourself what useful interpretation you can find. Prepare for charged situations in advance. Anticipate your triggers and plan your responses. Use visualization to rehearse staying calm. This creates neural pathways for composure. Develop emotional granularity. Use precise words to describe your feelings. There is a difference between feeling disappointed and feeling betrayed. Precise identification leads to precise responses. Confidence is a skill you build through competence. Most people have a scarcity mindset in social settings. They worry about being rejected or saying the wrong thing. This anxiety becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Confident people have an abundance mindset. They are curious about others instead of being self-focused. They focus on what they can give to the interaction. This confidence is built on authentic self-presentation. Know who you are
and what you stand for.
Do not try to be what you think others want. Clarity about your values creates stability. Your core identity should remain consistent. Clarify your personal brand. Decide which qualities you want people to associate with you. Conversational competence is also essential. Do not just use small talk about the weather. Ask questions that open up deep discussions. Ask about the highlight of someone's week. Build on what they share. Show genuine interest in their experiences. Use the principle of disclosure reciprocity. Share about yourself at the same level as the other person. This creates a balanced and meaningful exchange. If you feel social anxiety, focus externally. Become curious about the story of the other person. This breaks the cycle of self-focused stress. See your interaction as a social contribution. Ask how you can make others feel comfortable. This shifts you from being judged to providing a service. Your physical presence communicates confidence before you speak. Take up appropriate space and stand tall. Use a clear and resonant voice. Physical confidence is a relaxed alertness. Regularly check your posture and breathing. The highest level of confidence is social leadership. This means taking responsibility for the quality of the interaction. Set the tone and guide the conversation. Prevent awkward silences by asking great questions. There is a huge difference between influence and manipulation. Manipulation benefits you at the expense of others. Influence creates outcomes that benefit everyone. Ethical influence is a learnable skill. People make decisions based on emotions and then use logic to justify them. To influence others, connect with their emotional drivers. Understand what they actually want and value. Ask what problems they are trying to solve. Use the principle of reciprocity. Add value to their lives before you ask for anything. Share useful information or make helpful introductions. Build a bank of goodwill over time. Use the principle of commitment and consistency. People want to act in ways that align with their previous statements. Get them to articulate values that match the action you want. Connect their identity to the behavior. Use social proof by sharing stories of others like them. People look to their peers to guide their own choices. Build authority through demonstrated expertise. Provide valuable insights that others cannot. Be honest about your own limitations. This actually increases your credibility. Increase your liking by finding genuine common ground. Show a real interest in their goals. Use scarcity only when it is real. Do not create false urgency. Use strategic questions to guide people to their own conclusions. Mastering difficult conversations is a vital skill. Most people avoid them until they become a crisis. Avoiding problems only makes them worse. You must address issues before they escalate. The biggest mistake is trying to be right instead of being effective. Focus on solving the problem together. Get clear on the outcome you want before you start. Use the peace protocol. P is for prepare. E is for engage with empathy. A is for acknowledge emotions. C is for collaborate on solutions. E is for establish next steps. Prepare by understanding the other person's perspective. Think about the pressures they are under. Manage your own emotional state before you walk in. Set the right tone by creating a safe environment. Use the soft start technique. Start with something positive before the difficult topic. Always acknowledge the emotional undercurrents. When emotions are high, people cannot think clearly. Listen for the feelings behind their words. Move to the collaboration phase by asking open questions. Invite creative thinking to find a shared solution. Be willing to find a third option. Finally, be specific about what will happen next. Agree on when you will follow up. Maintain compassionate directness throughout. Your network is a strategic asset for your career. Most people approach it the wrong way. They focus on collecting cards instead of building bonds. Relationship builders ask how they can add value. The best networking happens when you are not actively trying. Use a value-first approach. Offer something useful before you need help. Understand their goals and challenges first. You can provide information, connections, or support. Opportunity value is the most powerful. Tell people about job openings or partnerships. Stay in touch consistently over time. Share things that are specifically relevant to them. Quality matters much more than quantity. Move beyond professional roles to personal connection. Introduce people who can benefit from knowing each other. Build relationships with superconnectors in your industry. Connect with people at all levels of seniority. Leadership is about inspiring others to achieve goals. It is about human psychology and emotional intelligence. True leaders develop the potential in others. They use transformational leadership behaviors. Be the kind of person others want to follow. Demonstrate integrity and authenticity. Admit your mistakes and ask for help. Communicate a vision that gives work meaning. Help people co-create that vision. Connect the team goals to individual values. Challenge others to think differently. Ask questions that push people beyond their defaults. Treat every person as an individual with unique needs. Adapt your style to what works for them. Lead through expertise and value creation, even without a title. Servant leaders focus on helping others succeed. Use emotional contagion to spread enthusiasm. Create psychological safety so people can take risks. Respond to mistakes with curiosity instead of blame. Protect yourself from emotional manipulators. Recognize the tactics used to control you. Guilt-based manipulation makes you feel responsible for others. Remember that you are not responsible for their feelings. Fear-based manipulation creates artificial urgency. Slow down the decision-making process. Information manipulation distorts facts to control you. Document important talks and trust your own memory. Watch out for love bombing followed by withdrawal. This creates an addictive cycle of seeking approval. Look for consistency over time. Be aware of projection and intermittent reinforcement. Trust your instincts when something feels off. Maintain strong boundaries from the beginning. Advanced mastery requires emotional calibration. Notice the subtle shifts in mood and energy. Detect micro shifts in vocal tone and breathing. Look for incongruence between words and actions. Listen to how things are being said. Notice when vocal energy is flat. Watch breathing patterns to sense stress. Calibrate your sense of the overall energy in a room. Pay attention to how different people make you feel. Understand contextual variations in behavior. When you notice a mismatch, create space for the truth. Ask how they are really feeling. Your transformation requires a 90-day plan. Knowledge without application is worthless. Phase 1 focuses on self-awareness and regulation. Use hourly alarms to check your internal state. Journal your triggers and response patterns. Phase 2 focuses on reading and responding to others. Practice facial scanning and empathetic validation. Phase 3 integrates advanced leadership and resilience. Execute difficult conversations using the protocol. Set your emotional intention every morning. Review your experiences every evening. Conduct a weekly review of your relationships. Consistency is the key to success. Track your progress with concrete metrics. This investment will pay dividends for your whole life. Your transformation starts right now. Practice facial scanning and empathetic validation. Phase 3 integrates advanced leadership and resilience. Execute difficult conversations using the protocol. Set your emotional intention every morning. Review your experiences every evening. Conduct a weekly review of your relationships. Consistency is the key to success. Track your progress with concrete metrics. This investment will pay dividends for your whole life. Your transformation starts right now.